the Wavelengths present a conversation with everyday people doing extraordinary things, making the world a better place. Meet Kaylee Morning Star Light, spiritual advisor, teacher, and healing artist. Kaylee is a Usui and Lightarian Reiki master, practitioner, and instructor. She provides tarot readings, Akashic record readings, and provides soul alignments and healing. She teaches others about the Akashic records, including how to read and align to their soul. She facilitates soul manifestation through sessions and personalized artwork. She also facilitates spirit guide team alignment and archangel attunements. She facilitates awakening your inner soul voice with light language sessions. And she mentors, teaches, and facilitates a variety of classes for adults and children. And there's much more. We hope you enjoy our conversation with Kaylee. Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sandy.
Hi, I'm Jante, and we are the Wavelengths. And today, we have the joy of speaking with Kaylee Morning Star Light. She is a spiritual advisor, Reiki master teacher, Akashic Records facilitator, artist, and so much more in this physical incarnation. And we're just so honored to be speaking with you today. And we would just like to know a little bit, Kaylee, about what it is that you do, your soul calling, how you got to where you are today, and anything that you feel that you would like to share about your journey thus far. Take it away.
Thank you so much for the introduction. It was beautiful, and I'm so honored to be here and to share my experience with everyone. Well, I don't know if I give you the long drawn out story or do I give you the short one?
The long drawn out. We're curious about every detail.
Yes.
I'll skip some of the details. To kind of, I don't know, I started out as an artist. I've always been an artist, and I've always had an inner calling to help people through my art and help awaken people through my art. And as I evolved, I started out originally as a graphic designer, and I just kept feeling like there's something missing. Like my soul just kept saying, there's something there that's not quite right. And I just evolved from there, and I listened to that inner calling, and things in life changes happened, and I ended up at the Acupressure Institute in Berkeley, learning different forms of the healing arts, including Reiki, acupressure, Chinese medicine, and stuff like that. And it's evolved, expanded quite a lot since then. My life has made many different changes since then, some good ones, some not so good ones, but course correction and through transmutation of these negative issues that I had gone through suffering, disabilities, either physically or even going through emotional stuff during a divorce. I've learned how to transmute all that pain and suffering, major accidents and different abuses and stuff like that as a child, transmute it into the positive so that I can help take those tools that I've learned to use to transmute those things to empower not just myself, but my clients and everyone that I come in contact with. I've also taken my healing art and expanded it into, I would say, I want to say more healing, but it sounds kind of cheesy, but at the same time, it's adding great value and higher vibrational frequency by assisting people through raising their energetic consciousness, utilizing my soul's language or light language to bring that forward for them, as well as integrating it with Reiki healing and utilizing the soul's Akashic record and soul information to create that art to assist them on their journey through their healing path in a soul alignment process. Working with the Akashic Records has expanded all this information, raising up into higher levels and higher frequency vibrations through Lightarian Reiki, as well as working with the archangels and the Akashic Records, and combined, it has helped my sessions with my clients and my life become multidimensional. I now am living the life I've always wanted to live, along with my divine partner, and things just keep expanding from there.
So I know you're a Reiki master.
Correct.
And you mentioned Lightarian Reiki. Now, I am familiar with light language, but our listeners may not be. So would you first explain what light language is, and then what Lightarian Reiki is?
Sure, of course.
Thank you.
So light language is the language of the soul. My light language first got what I call turned on probably, I want to say over 3 years ago now. And light language is the frequency of the soul. So we all have the ability to tap into our inner soul light language through our heart center, our higher heart. Utilizing that frequency, you can speak from the soul, which can also help with your healing process and a number of other things. And in combination with having the Lightarian Reiki, the frequency is just a higher vibrational frequency. No matter what level someone's at, they can still receive it for whatever way they need it in their highest and greatest good. It just adds that extra, I don't know what I want to call it, secret sauce or yummy goodness to the light language. Now, Lightarian Reiki is what we call 8 bandwidths of higher vibrational frequency than what we call Usui Reiki, or some people also call Fireball Reiki. So the beginning levels of Reiki is like Dr. Usui was the originator who brought the awakening of Reiki back into this third dimensional aspect of this lifetime that we're in now. And through that expansion, there's 3 different levels where you learn the basics, you learn, distance Reiki, and then you learn how to teach it and attune for it. After that, you go into Lightarian Reiki, which is connected to Ascender Master Buddha and his way of assisting light workers to continue to raise their energetic vibration and frequency, to have a smoother and more peaceful flow of Reiki flowing, not just through you, but through your assistance with others. And it brings in more empowerment, peace, and joy within the soul of like even myself and my clients. Jante knows that. And yes, as well as helping assist planetary wise, helping assist humanity through these higher frequencies. And through that process, my light language has evolved. I have integrated both the Reiki and Lightarian, the Lightarian Reiki and light language together within my healing arts, as well as within my sessions, and even with the Akashic Record sessions as well.
Thank you. I did a little bit of research on you, of course, and I went to your Etsy page.
Oh,
there's some really cool stuff on that. You have, of course, the Soul Mandala and the Soul Akashic Record Code. Mm-hmm. And it sounds like those two definitely go in with what you're talking about, but it just real quick skimming through, it looks like you create whatever the person wants, but the mandala or whatever, but it's personalized to them. Could you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, so those two are unique to the rest of the stuff that's on Etsy, where those two are specific to the soul. So there's 2 different ways that I do it. I offer what we call a soul healing session or a soul alignment session, or you can even call it a soul realignment session, where I'm teaching the client about their soul's gifts, their soul's star group or soul group of origination. I'm teaching them also about any past karma that may be blocking them, how to clear it. I help them with clearing work. And then I bring in what I call an Akashic soul code. So it's literally a code that is from their soul to assist them on whatever is going on in their life. So the frequency of that code or that art piece is a resonant to their soul, but also to help expand their consciousness and expand their healing process, support their healing process. And most of the time they come with a message from their soul, as well as the Akashic Records in combination with the archangels to help support that. And I also give them information on how to utilize that art piece to assist them on a daily basis with their healing process, to continue to raise their frequency. And sometimes they'll evolve and they'll change over time. And as the client evolves and changes and clears their karma and aligns to their soul, it's required sometimes to bring in different light language art or Reiki healing or more soul clearing in order to assist them with that. The soul mandala is literally the energetic frequency of your soul at the current state, or if the soul wants to do more healing, it will be the state of the healing process. But it was always at its core is going to be the soul's true energetic frequency at the state of divine source creation. And that is all channeled directly from the soul's Akashic record. And it comes with detailed information about how the soul chooses to manifest and the soul's gifts.
That sounds great. You don't charge enough though for that. Sorry.
Thank you. I'm duly noted. I'm taking note right now.
Quick, everyone, go get it before she
Go get it. Go get it.
Right, go get them before I raise the prices.
Yes. So you talk about the soul realignment session and how you are able to illuminate the star origin and the soul gift. And could you elaborate a little bit more on that particular aspect of the soul realignment session and how the star origin might correlate with some patterns in the Akashic record? Like, are there specific, frequencies that you find in different star origin groups?
Yeah, so there are, honestly, at the top of my head, I couldn't tell you how many there are because there's a lot of them.
I know.
To kind of give like a brief explanation of it. So what happens is that we're all an energetic frequency of the divine, right? We all have different levels of divine energy within us. Every single human on the planet, regardless of what conscious or programming illusions that the collective consciousness has chosen to align with or not, we still have at our core, our soul is divine. Our soul is made up of divine energy, and it doesn't matter what you choose to call the divine. We are divine beings of light, and that's okay if you choose to call it something different. It's just part of the soul. So depending on the energetic frequency of the soul, everyone has a little bit different frequency, but we all have the same mix. It just depends on how brightly one particular energy within that divine energy is lit up, right? So understanding your soul's gift from that light perspective, the positive and the negative polarity of it, can help you integrate and align your life to manifesting better, to understanding your gifts, that some gifts that we think are basic are not basic gifts, that if we align to those basic gifts, we actually end up creating more happiness, joy, and love within ourselves, within our lives, financial growth, relationship growth. There's so many different areas that it can affect, not just understanding your gifts. Understanding that can affect, kind of do like this amazing domino effect throughout your entire life with positivity. Now, understanding that part of it helps you know that whatever frequency you're vibrating at, divine-wise, it helps put you on the path towards where your soul originates. So there's a collective, or there was, it's changing now rapidly, which is awesome. There's a belief that we're all born here on Earth. And it depends on what your beliefs are too in regards to reincarnation, but our souls most likely have originated within different star systems,
right?
Which you can, it can kind of be connected to star seeds, but that also depends on where that particular person was souls originated to. Star seeds can be kind of a general term, but your soul star origination or your soul galaxy origination is we're multidimensional beings. So we've originated from different star systems. And that's perfect because it's a perfect match to that original divine energy. And then through reincarnation, we are now, well, like the four of us here on Earth, right? Some aren't, some are. Did that help answer your question? Or do I need to elaborate more?
That makes sense. So along with that, how would you say that the Akashic record and exploring it, delving into the different patterns has empowered and brought more self-love or self-empowerment into either your life or the lives of your clients? You can just answer that however you feel.
So the one thing to start out with is my clients. Working with them through their Akashic record and helping them see how beautiful of a gift they are, and helping them see that even the things we think are super negative actually aren't that negative. They're just choices that we've made, and that we can actually clear it by making new choices, and other clearing work and tools and stuff like that can help them, has been probably one of the most enlightening and empowering things in my life. Because to watch somebody go from, oh my God, I don't understand why my life keeps showing up this way, why I'm not happy, to, hey, Kaylee, guess what I started doing? Something new. And guess what? This is happening. This is happening. And this is happening. It's just like, oh my God, you're so awesome. And it keeps empowering me more. So along with learning my soul's information and along with helping clear my own Akashic path, and clear my own past life karma as well as current life karma, it's opened up that door for me to bring in more self-love, more self-empowerment, more tools to assist. It's also helped me give a reflection for my clients so that I can say, oh, I understand. That's some bullshit,
Right.
But we can clear that and we can stand in our power and move forward, right? So we can utilize that information to empower us rather than getting stuck in an old victim mode. Well, poor me, this is happening, poor me, this is happening, poor me, this is happening. Understandable. I understand that. I used to be that way too. Now we can say, well, I understand that I made some negative choices. I love myself. Now, how can I take new actions to empower my life more? Does that make sense?
That's beautiful.
Makes perfect sense. Beautiful. So you kind of answered several of the questions that we typically ask, like, what is your vision and mission when it comes to your work? You kind of sort of answered that. Would you like to be very specific as to what your vision and mission is? And who your ideal clients are, which I think is pretty much anybody who wants to do the work.
Right. Well, that's part of it, is that they, it's about the willingness to want to know these things. Sometimes we let fear and old thinking patterns stand in our way of blossoming and empowering our spiritual lives as well as our soulful lives, which is understandable. We all go through that. My mission really with my healing arts and with my sessions are to inspire consciousness through the collective, to inspire self-love, to inspire self-worth, to inspire the factor that we can and we do have the ability to transmute anything that we set our minds to, that our limiting beliefs are probably what's holding us back. Sometimes karma can be involved in that as well, but that soul expansion, that soul empowerment, being able to really truly shine our lights and actually live from a space free from suffering on all areas of our life is possible. And there's no reason why we have to hold ourselves back from that. And I love to empower people with it.
That sounds absolutely beautiful. Does anyone else have a question regarding these things before I move on? Back to Etsy. Okay. Well, I noticed on Etsy, you also have meditations that you create, but which I think is kind of self-explanatory unless you do something unique. And if so, please share that with us. But I'm also curious about the Earth Element series. So could you tell us more about that?
So the guided meditations, I started during my sessions with my clients. I started realizing that I could provide them with additional tools to assist them even outside of their sessions. So that's where those came inspired from. They aren't your normal guided meditations because sometimes Reiki healing or light language comes through on those guided meditations. And usually I have that noted in the details if there is something there. And those things come through intuitively to assist whoever needs the meditation at that time to help them shift in frequency. So a good example for that would be for my beginning Reiki clients, or not Reiki clients, but beginning Reiki students. I provide them with an energetic boundaries guided meditation that includes some light language. Because all too often as healers, we want to come to the table, we want to take away everybody's stuff, but we don't have a clear boundary there to realize that we can come to the table, provide the body with the healing, and their body will take it in the best way that it needs it, that we don't have to take on other people's energy in order to give and receive healing. So the energetic boundaries helps, that guided meditation can help assist them with that process while they're giving Reiki sessions and exploring in their practice. Now, about the Earth Element series, that's one of my favorite series. Those actually were inspired by the archangels during a major toxic situation that I was going through in healing. I have traveled the world, and photography is one of my other loves. And during that process of taking pictures of different places in the world, I noticed that there was trash on the ground. And I started taking pictures of it. One of my friends is like, "Why are you doing that?" It's like, because it's going to be amazing art someday. We don't know what. And through that transformational process, I was like, I kept thinking to myself, what am I going to do with these trash pictures? And, like, where are they going to go? And I've done a lot of gallery exhibitions across the United States. And I'm like, what am I going to do with these? What am I going to do with these? And as I was going through probably like the tipping point of being done with codependency and done with toxic relationships, the archangel's energy comes in. And I'm looking at this trash picture and I'm like, ooh, I can transmute this. I can show the world that we can take the trash in the world, that we can take the yuck inside of us too, and we can transmute it into something beautiful and high frequency, that we don't have to live within this because it's a reflection of how we feel. So rather than it being a reflection of trash, it should be a reflection of beauty. So I've used the high frequency vibrations to transmute those pictures of trash into high frequency art to show the world that we can change our minds, we can awaken to better, more positive, peaceful possibilities just by literally changing how we think.
Oh, that's amazing. So those pictures on there, is that what the person is purchasing? Is the picture sort of like a mandala to meditate on? Or
yeah, so like currently in my office, I've actually printed those pictures for myself too, because the frequency is amazing. When I moved to this new location that I'm at now, I was like, I need to do something with this art. And you can put it in your meditation room, you can put it in your office, you can put it a yoga studio, you can put it anywhere. And the great thing about it is that no matter where you put it, it's going to be a high vibrational frequency of inspiration and joy, and a reminder that we can always transmute the negative into positive. And just by shifting that frequency, by adding those art pieces in my own office, I literally, like, even my divine partner came in here and he was like, whoa, it feels cool in here.
a new kind of fun play.
It just brings a whole new level of lightness, peace, and joy and happiness within a space. It's amazing how one small art piece can shift the frequency of the energy within a space. They usually come as prints, and if it's the Earth Element series, they come on like a really beautiful metallic paper that gives it like this third dimensional look to it. So it's like you look at it from different angles and it's going to give you another perspective of that image. The other stuff like the soul mandala is all done by hand. It's all done with metallic gel paint or pens, because I like to kind of be in there with my hands on and draw it rather than do it a digital image. But the Earth Element series is all digital. The other paintings I have is Archangel paintings that are infused with Reiki. They also come with light language video or audio, not video, but audio recording for free to help support the vibrational frequency of the painting. And those are all done with watercolors on watercolor paper.
I didn't see those on Etsy with the archangels.
If you go, because you're on are you on my website? Are you on lovemorningstar.com? If you click
at the moment, yeah.
Okay, so at the very top of the page, there should be a link to my Etsy page.
Right.
And they're actually haven't been transferred over to the website yet, because they just got, there should be at the top of on the art page that you're at, there's a click. You can also find us on Etsy page. If you click that.
Oh, I see. So there's one on the on your website, and there's those prints, and then on Etsy was the other things, the Earth Element series. Because I did
Etsy is the Archangel paintings, and they're copies of the paintings, original paintings, and they're on natural wood hangers. They almost remind me of like the flags that Buddhists hang up.
Because let me just make sure
I can actually send you the link in the chat if you like.
I have the links written down. I just want to make sure, because we're going to give this information later. I want to make sure all this is available to our listeners.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, that's interesting. It took me to a different page.
It's also good for me to know, right?
So technically it's etsy.com/shop/lovemorningstar. So here's what's interesting to me is that wherever I went before, that's where I saw the Earth series, but I'm not seeing them on Etsy right now.
The Earth Element series actually has not been transferred over to Etsy yet. It's just only available for purchase on my website currently, which, you know, at some point I plan on transferring them over to the Etsy, but right now I've been really kind of heavily focused on the Archangel paintings.
Oh, I see. It wouldn't let me load them all. Okay.
You got it?
Like, okay, and everything that is on this page, all 10 items, divine voice, awakening love, there's soul mandala, awakening light, voice healing. There was a page, and this is what's confusing to me, and I apologize that I clicked out of that page, so I can't be specific. But there was a page that showed the Earth Element series.
Yeah, and
the two people the two meditations that you did where you saw people sitting.
Yeah, that's
and I can't find that now.
If you go back to my website and you click on the shop button on the top, it will pull right up.
No, it didn't. Oh, okay. There's shop and then there's Etsy shop. I get it.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. Oh, now there's a third meditation.
It just wasn't loading. That Mercury retrograde gets us every time.
Well, I'm kind of getting tired of this retrograde period of strange things happening.
Right?
That there's just enough going on in the world without adding strange things happening on my computer.
Yeah, that
It's only
happens.
for a few weeks, though.
Right?
They're all direct.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, we're getting more sensitive.
We are.
So,
Well, could you tell us a little bit about how a session with you goes? Do you do Zoom these days, or still in person, or what kind of thing would a session with you look like? More, could you elaborate that a little bit more?
Of course. So I do everything over Zoom because I have clients all over the world. I like to be able to have my services available to anyone that needs it, no matter the time zone. A basic session, depending on the session. So I guess I'll start out with a soul alignment session or Akashic reading. Before the session, I let the client know what's going to happen during the session, and they get the Zoom information, stuff like that, either directly from my website or a reminder directly from me. During the session, of course, we start out with your basic, everyday information. We talk a little bit more about their intention for the session, how the session is going to assist them and empower them through their lives in regards to their intentions. So let's say their intention is that they would like to find love in their life. So we talk about a little bit about what they've been through. I give some empowering tools in order to help assist them to expand within that information, to help them find ways that they can help change their lives to align to their intention, let's say like finding a loving partner. We then go into their soul information, their soul gifts. We also talk about their soul's origination. And during those two parts of the soul session, it's about the positive of the soul, and it's also about how we can fall into the negative polarity of who we are at soul level. And neither one of them are bad, because it helps us transmute our lives to align to, let's say, finding our true love, right? And then we go into talking about past lives, what past lives have come forward that their soul is ready to clear. We talk about how those are blocking and restricting them from receiving their loving partner in their life, and how I have assisted them with the clearing, how I'm going to also give them a soul realignment or a soul alignment action kit to assist themselves with doing more clearing and taking new actions to aligning to their intention for the session. If it's a Reiki session where I'm not teaching, I'm just providing a Reiki session distantly over Zoom, I go through the medical history with the client to find out what's going on, what their intentions are for the session. I let them know that I will be guiding them through basically kind of like a guided meditation to relax them and put them in a comfortable state. And the great thing is they get to do it from their home, so they're comfortable in their home wherever they want to be. And then while they're in a meditative state, I provide the Reiki healing for them. I take note of any areas in the body that may need to be brought to their attention so that we can bring in more healing for them or more assistance. And then I provide them with an after session Reiki kit to assist them with more self-healing suggestions, more self-love, more empowerment, or whatever comes through guided messages through spirit. Sometimes archangels come through in those sessions. Actually, I shouldn't say sometimes, almost every time. Light language will come forward to assist them during those sessions and frequencies. And then after the session, we talk about how they can help assist themselves through their healing process more. With my classes, I provide my students a detailed description of their class schedule via email, how it's going to play out. Of course, the Zoom information for their classes, I send them reminders for their classes. We go through their class material. We go through what subjects or things that may have come up for them during their process of learning Reiki or even the Akashic Records. And I go into great detail about Reiki and or the Akashic Records when I'm teaching, as well as assist them with their practice. How do they want to practice Reiki? Do they want to just do it for self-healing, which is perfect? Do they want to help heal others? How do they want to apply that to their lives? I also assist them with bringing in empowerment, which is something not a lot of Reiki teachers or practitioners bring into their teaching sessions, and that's okay. That doesn't mean their teaching preference isn't any better or worse than mine. It just means it's just, for me specifically, I feel like it adds a greater tool to taking Reiki classes with me or Akashic classes with me, because I'm assisting the student with raising empowerment and assistant and self-love within themselves, as well as how they can integrate that into their practice, so that not only they're helping themselves, but they're helping others through what they've learned as well.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now that I know how to more effectively navigate your website, I was looking at the services you offer, and there's actually a number of services that you offer. But I think it's also very nice that you provide a 20-minute free consultation
Yes.
for people who might not quite know what it is they're wanting, but they know they want something.
Exactly.
What happens during that consultation, typically?
So we all run across this, like we know we need something, but we're not quite sure what it is, but intuitively we probably already know what it is, but we're just not listening, right? So during the 20-minute consultation, I find out what they're interested in, like what's like kind of going on, like what's their core issue? Are they having stuff that they would like assistance healing? Would they like to learn how to heal themselves? Or, you know, are they finding that they're hitting a manifesting roadblock in their lives, or they've just been trying to bring in a loving partner and they just can't seem to bring it in? So intuitively, I'm listening to them too. So I'm not just listening to them, I'm listening, and I'm like kind of picking up on certain keywords that I may hear repeating. And then I ask them questions. So it sounds like you might be kind of like wanting a loving partner. It sounds like maybe you'd like to look at different job changes, or it sounds like you would need some physical healing. And usually when I come in intuitively, they're like, yeah, that's what I need. That's what I'm here for.
There you
The
go.
20-minute consultations are just as fun as my sessions.
Well, that's thank you for sharing that. I also know you have YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Could you tell us, and just for those who don't know, your YouTube channel is Soul Empowerment, Morning Star Light, as one word, Healing LLC. But you have quite a few videos up there. Would you tell us about that?
So those are soul inspired videos. So not only during my sessions do I love to bring in empowerment and healing for others, but I've decided to start giving some of those more freely on YouTube, because not everyone, one, can afford a session, and two, I just like putting it out there. It's so inspiring to be able to just know in my heart and soul that no matter who watches these videos or likes them or subscribes, it's assisting them on some level, and for whatever way they need it for their highest and greatest good. So what I started doing is I started channeling from spirit and the archangels and the higher realms, asking, so what should I put out there right now? What needs to be out there right now? Who needs to hear it? I might not even know who's hearing it, but what message needs to come forward? So recently, the message is grounding meditation, energetic boundaries. So I'm going to be working on doing some recordings for YouTube for that. Last week or the week before, it was assisting with bringing forward some Reiki, as well as light language to assist people with anxiety, because we are going through, a lot of us are going through some major changes. So, and that can bring up anxiety and fear and stuff like that too. So I also upload free Reiki healings through it to assist with everyday things that we all deal with, anxiety, fear. I might do one for the energetic boundaries and grounding as well. I find doing those with the Reiki and the light language combined, they're more powerful and can assist on a multi-dimensional level.
Right.
I've also started doing free tarot and general readings just for all signs to assist people through their path. Because if they're intuitively called to be there, then that's where they're meant to be for that time.
That sounds lovely. Thank you for sharing all that.
Yeah.
Any other questions that people have? Or is there anything that you would especially like to share, Kaylee? Thinking.
Thinking. And all of a sudden I got this intuitive hit. So I recently started giving archangel attunements.
I was just going to ask about those. And then you picked up.
It's an expansion. So if the student has already learned the beginning levels of Reiki as well as Lightarian Reiki, they can go into advanced levels of receiving higher boundless attunements from the archangels and the ascended masters. What happens during this process and being able to bring through this process for my students has been, I want to kind of cry because I'm so excited about it. It's so grateful and honored to bring it forward, is just higher vibrational frequencies to be able to not only help heal yourself, but heal others. It's also going to bring their connection closer to the archangel realm so that we can actually, just like our spirit guides, work with them hand in hand during our sessions, during our life. So we really realize that we aren't alone. The other thing I'd like to bring up when it came forward is I also do offer people spirit guide team sessions so that they can learn about who their inner and outer spirit guide teams are, so that they, one, don't feel alone, two, can have that inner intuitive connection to their guides so that they're more aware of the messages our guides are trying to put us on. Now, of course, we all have free will, and it's always our choice which path we take, but understanding who our spirit guides are can really assist us with how we want to expand our life.
Thank you. Well, unless there's something else. Okay.
Well, all sessions and classes sound absolutely beautiful and fascinating and unique. And as someone who has taken several classes and sessions with you, I can attest to the unique empowerment that you bring. So thank you.
You are so welcome. It's my honor. And I'm so grateful to be here with all you ladies today. This was awesome. I'm so grateful for these conversations and being able to share these unique gifts with you guys.
Well, we're very grateful that you joined us for this. And thank you for trusting us in our process here. We're kind of new at it, right? I do want to make a point of saying that if you want to go to Kaylee's website, that's at www.lovemorningstar.com. That's LOVEMORNINGSTAR.com. And you can access her Etsy store as well as her website store. And all her services from that website. And then, of course, YouTube is Soul Empowerment, Morning Star Light as one word, Healing LLC. Fascinating videos, by the way. I've enjoyed them.
Thank you.
Just hint, everyone, become a subscriber. Not just of Kaylee, though, subscribe for us, because Kaylee is just one of many amazing people that we're very grateful to have. And you've just so beautifully, your energy is very soft and gentle and bright. So thank you very much.
Thank you
for gracing us with you. And that, I believe, is it. Unless someone real quick has some last words. Okay. We hope you have enjoyed our conversation with Kaylee. Kaylee can be reached at the website www.lovemorningstar.com. Email lovemorningstarlight@gmail.com, On Etsy, lovemorningstar.etsy.com. On the Facebook page, Love Morning Star Healing. And on YouTube, Soul Empowerment, Morning Starlight Healing LLC. Please take a moment to visualize our planet Earth bathed in white light. Everything within, on, and surrounding the planet filled with this white light, and all energies in whatever form moving into and staying balanced for the highest good of all concerned.